Is meta the right word?
Metamucil?
Yes. It's full of fibre.
It's full of fibre.
Keeps you regular. Don't put that in.
What's meta?
Hello and welcome to Film Crickets, where we review movies and acting and things.
Yes we do.
Yes, we do.
Don't we?
Yes.
Okay, today, what are we reviewing today, Mum?
We are reviewing cricketing, rather.
Oh, cricketing. We're cricketing.
Oi.
That's not my fault. This is only the second time we're doing this.
Anyway.
Okay.
We are cricketing today the romantic comedy movie, Isn't It Romantic?
I think I'm trapped in a... My life's become a romantic comedy! And it's PG-13!
So, what did you think of it? Did you watch it?
I did watch it,
Good.
yes.
Yes, what did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I'm not really into rom-coms, but I don't know. I seem to really like this one. Because it is different. It is different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very meta in like the... Is meta the right word?
Metamucil?
Yes. It's full of fibre.
It's full of fibre.
Keeps you regular. Don't put that in.
What's meta? No. What's meta?
Meta, like it's the thing that people say when meta is like self-referencing or.
Okay.
Like
like metadata. Okay.
I don't know.
Do you know what metadata is?
I mean, maybe, but I forget.
Okay. Let's keep going.
In the way that Scary Movie, you might say that was meta, because it's self-aware of like the tropes that it's. Have you seen Scary Movie? Or any of that sort of franchise?
Oh, you mean the send up of?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I have. Yes.
The parody.
Parody stuff. Yeah.
So you might say that they're meta in the sense, the same sense. Although it's not, I wouldn't say this movie is like Scary Movie, but it is very aware of the tropes of the genre.
Yes.
And sort of plays on that.
It really points it out.
Yeah.
In a few places. So, yeah. So you watched it?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I thought it was great. I did. I thought Rebel was amazing. She was so funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. She did keep the Australian accent in the movie. I thought that was a really cool part of the whole thing as well. And there was a few sort of send-ups about being Australian, and obviously Liam changes.
She says, "Why are you Australian now?"
Yeah. He's, for the viewers, he starts off as an American, and then as they go through the movie and things change, he's suddenly an Australian, rich Australian businessman.
Yes.
And
actually, we should have said at the start we are going to talk about the whole movie. So if you haven't seen it,
spoiler
go and watch
alert.
it and then come back.
Yeah.
Because there will be spoilers.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So. So that whole change was quite funny. Yeah, there's quite a lot of Aussie sort of stuff in it, really. But
I like that.
But yeah, so and Adam Devine is funny in it as well. I think he's, look, I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but he's a comedian, and
I think he does.
He's done stand up before.
I've seen him. He's in Pitch Perfect with Rebel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm sure he's been on Saturday Night Live.
I would say so.
Yeah. So he's in this movie though. He plays a fairly normal. He's the normal character in. A lot of these movies, they have everyone's kind of weird or funny around them, and then they have that one sort of normal character, and he's wondering what the hell's going on, he's the part of the love interest as well.
Yes.
In that he loves the role that Rebel's playing, but she can't see it. That's
because she's too cynical.
Yeah, she's very cynical. Yeah. Okay, so maybe let's talk about the arc of the movie. We didn't really talk about that at the start. So
well, again, spoilers. So the overall arc is she's a cynical person and doesn't believe in rom-coms, and how she says how they're damaging to young women in particular by giving them a standard that can't be realised, it can't be lived up to, which is, I mean, I have to agree with to an extent. That's true.
Yeah.
But
there's the sense of fakeness around, you know, that sort of stuff.
Which can be, especially when you're young and you see that, it can sort of mess you up in a way.
Yeah,
because you don't realise how much that gets into your psyche, and you have an expectation when you get older.
And there's another sort of parallel to that with social media, I think, as well, in that, you know, you can look at someone on social media and think, oh, what a perfect life, when they're not necessarily having a perfect life. So there's that sort of play, I think, in the whole film as well, that sort of underlying message that, you know.
Yeah, it was good in its overall message. I appreciated where it was going, how it was, but, you know, she was cynical, but in a way too cynical, and I think that is pointed out and realised as her character goes through the movie, and she has to be a little bit... I mean, there is some value in those sort of love stories, but it's, fraught, I suppose.
Yeah. So, okay, so what's the sort of arching overall thing? It happens sort of towards... Well, she's cynical at the start. She ends up essentially going into this parallel universe, and everything is to almost the extreme of what she doesn't want to happen in her life, or what she thinks is not real or can happen, but it all does happen, doesn't it? And it's quite funny how that plays out. Was there any specific scene that you liked that you kind of liked within that sort of?
So many of it.
Yeah, there's so many great scenes.
The stuff with her assistant, who she, watching movies during the day.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can you stop?" And she's like, "There's only 43 minutes left."
That's
good.
That's
just classic me at work.
Yeah. I like.
It's not boss if you're watching. I work.
I think secretly maybe all of us have watched the movie during work or something at some stage.
I haven't actually, no, not that.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't admit to that.
Because I've never worked in a way where I wouldn't get caught doing that. So,
no, okay. I mean, fair enough.
If I'm not saying I'm above it, that sort of thing, but I'm just never had the opportunity. I really liked as well, talking about how it sort of, this movie kind of busts those rom-com tropes, where the Blake character says, it's after she's about to break up with the handsome guy character, and he's taken her idea and passed it off as his own, and he's saying something to her, why don't you just calm down? And she's like, why don't you piss off?
Yeah.
It was just, it's funny. It was like, it's very rebel, but I wasn't thinking that they were going to let her sort of be like that in this movie, because I remember Rebel from like Fat Pizza and stuff like that. And Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, she's had an incredible career, especially over the last few years, where she's just going from strength to strength, and we love to see all that. That's pretty cool stuff. Coming from Fat Pizza all the way through to where she's obviously got.
It's so good to see like Aussies over there and just being themselves, kind of. Not that they're, I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of the Aussies that have gone over have had to be American, kind of. They've had to. Some of them obviously play Australian characters, but a lot of the time it's American characters. But Rebel's kind of like flipped that on its head, and she's done a little bit of the American stuff, obviously, but now, I think with her just creating her own content again, which has been a theme throughout her whole life, she's created most of her own content, because no one's really seen her as mainstream, but now she's totally mainstream, and people are really connecting with her, and I just think she's done an awesome job. I really
she's great.
do like her as I've also listened to a couple of podcasts with her, and she's got obviously a great attitude and helps.
Well, she's a lawyer. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she studied law.
Legit lawyer.
Yeah, she did. She did do right through to the end. Yes, she did. She got her lawyership. Is that what you call it?
Yes.
Lawyership.
You can tell we know what we're talking about. Full lawyership.
But anyway, Rebel, you've done an awesome job. So we love you for that.
Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So many. What I wanted to say also about that moment where she tells the guy to piss off is I love that stuff where, particularly where they have a female character who's like, you don't expect that. I mean, maybe in this movie you do. I've seen it also in something else in Australian TV called, it's like a footballer's wives program called Playing for Keeps.
Right.
I've only seen a couple of episodes, but it had a similar moment where the husband character comes home and is sort of being, you know, mean to the wife in a sort of subtle type of way.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, blah, 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 I'm just something or other running the household. And she goes, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? And I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. And it's not what you expect from these sort of tropey, submissive characters.
Yeah, yeah.
I love when they bust that. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Tell that person, because it's sort of real life too.
Do you think it's generally a female sort of side that does that? I think that's the whole thing at the moment, is the sort of rise of the female energy, and you know that. I
don't know if it's maybe that, or it's just more realism in making its way onto.
Well, maybe actually probably is a bit of that
so
too.
So much of like TV and movies is not really how you know when you're watching it that it's fantasy, and it's not really how people talk and how. People react and stuff like that. Yeah. So I like that they're introducing this sort of thing, and every time I see it, I'm like, yes. Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot to say about, you know, putting some realism into some of these movies. I think. I think that's a good thing.
So, how many crickets would you give it?
I'm going to give it 7.5 crickets.
Okay, where do you think it could be improved?
As you know, I'm not a huge fan of the rom-com.
Unacceptable.
But so, you know, it's going to have a point off already. Sorry, but it is. But anyway, that's pretty high for my rating on the rom-com stuff. So, but you know, I think there was a little bit of overacting in some of the scenes, which kind of. I thought, okay, you know, you're overacting because it's got, you know, it's going to be sort of funny, and so they're probably trying a bit too hard in that sense. But look, 7.5, I thought was a higher rating, and it's well worth a watch, you know. So if you're sitting at home and not wondering what to watch, and you're on Netflix, then I think it's a great option.
Agreed. Yes.
Marni, what would you give it?
Maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10 crickets, I would say.
9 or 10 crickets.
Yes.
Like what? What?
I loved it. I genuinely laughed out loud a number of times.
Yeah, okay.
And
wow.
Look, I can't think of anything really that needs to be improved for me, for my taste.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's great. It was funny. I love the Australian-ness of it. Yeah. It's so good to see like a big Hollywood thing. Well, I mean, I don't know, Netflix, whatever, Hollywood.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a...
to us here in Australia...
It's a fairly big production.
It seems very Hollywood.
Yeah.
And... I just loved, seeing Australian voices. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Okay.
More, please.
Yeah, that's right.
Please, Rebel, can I have some more?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's our show for today, and that is our review of Isn't It Romantic? And we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Like and share.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And share if you want to.
Do you want to do that, like, so we can then put that in? Like, because we do want people to like and subscribe, maybe?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean put it in?
Go again.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Yeah, just the like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. They got it. They know what I mean. Yeah, what he said. Bye.
See ya.